right. Welcome once again to another episode of Sports Therapy with your host, F.H. Jr. Oh, wow. It is winding down. A little bit about the show. Once again, I am your host, and this is Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. Keep in mind, if you are new, let's discuss the rules for the rule breakers. Always on Sports Therapy with F.H. Jr. Callers, you will have 2 minutes to rip, rant, kick some knowledge about all things NFL related. But always keep in mind that on this show, we don't talk race relations, we don't talk politics, nor do we talk sexual orientation. We don't give a fat rat's butt what the Democrats are doing, nor do we care what the Republicans are doing. Our show is always entertainment only. I am your host, and please never call me doctor. I have not earned that privilege, although I am a certified counselor. But I am a counselor of fun and yucks. And as you can see, once again, our show is always sponsored by Crown Royal. Yeah, crown me, baby. I'm doing a throwback this week. I'm throwing it back because I am decked out in the traditional commander gear, augmented by the cool beard that I'm always wearing, and you got the commander hat. But now when we start off, I'm gonna have a whole new uniform. Yeah. It's gonna blow some people's mind. Yes, sir, indeed. Now, on today's show, we are going to talk about, yes, we will be talking about the preseason. Hey, you know what? This is week 2 of the preseason, and I'm seeing a lot. Now, I did have the chance to talk to my homeboy, Glenn, and he said, you know what, FH? I'm going to be the very first to call in today because I got a lot to say. So I'm going to see if my homeboy, Glenn, going to be calling in like he said he was. And if not, we will talk about scores. I decided this week that I would do things a little bit different. I wanted to look at the teams that I thought that really needed to get something together. Those were the teams that have like young quarterbacks, first year, second year quarterbacks. I wanted to see, was there a big difference between what I saw from those guys last week as compared to this week? And I was a little bit disappointed by some. Some I was overwhelmed. Some I like meh, and then there was some I'm like okay, hmm, yes. So, um, yeah, that was in itself, that yeah, I really got into it this week. Now you guys know how I feel about you guys know how I really feel about preseason. I truly believe that when it comes to preseason, you really don't see anything. Now, don't get me wrong. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it when the guys get the opportunity to showcase their talent and all. But I just think preseason is exactly that. But we got somebody calling in. Sports Therapy with F.A. Jr. I am your host. What say ye, homeboy Glenn?
What's going on with the brother?
Hey, man, I can't call it. It's just hot outside, brother. I'm staying inside. I am on rinse and repeat. Hey, homeboy Glenn, let me get you to push your volume up a little bit so make sure that the listeners can hear you coming through loud and clear. Now, folks, if you are just
Hold
listening,
on 1 minute, brother. Let me get you right there, brother. Hold on 1 minute.
get me right,
Hold
brother.
on. Okay, I'm back.
You
I'm
just
back.
just like the
Can you
barber.
hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Just like my barber, man. I need you to get me right before I walk out. Before I walk
What
out.
you say?
Yeah.
Yo, hey, boy, it's hot as fish grease down here. We cooking fish now.
Hey, man. Speaking of that, I want
Cooking fish outside.
Hey, man. Now, see, you should have sent me a picture. Like I do you.
Man, I'm just playing real. I'm down. I'm out at the house. I'm over some friends' house.
Hey, yeah.
Man, we out here frying fish, drinking beer.
Hey,
Drinking beer, drinking. I can't tell you nothing else. You know, I don't want to gripe, but drinking gin, doing sin, trying to blend in. That's all I'm doing, baby.
Hey, man, that's what you should be doing. Always do it to it.
Yeah, I go to work in the morning. I know I'm a suffer, but you know how it is. We come from the old school.
That's right. But I always remember, we can't run with the wolves like we used to. We can only we can't run with the Wolves every week, but every once in a while we can pick and choose what days we're gonna just get out here and run with the Wolves.
Well, you know, guess what? Even what I do, I still try to get my rest.
You got
Because
to.
I took a nap early today because I know what the situation was going to be when I get out.
I know. My homeboy Glenn, let me tell you this, brother. You said it's hot in the great state of Arkansas, but let me drop a nugget on you. This week in the big state of Texas, where they print them Texas size checks, man, it got up to 110 degrees.
Man, I don't know what to say.
Dude, it got up to 110.
Tough,
yes. 110
man,
degrees.
Tough, man.
110 degrees.
Man, I'm talking about y'all baking cookies out there, man.
Oh man, we baking cookies out.
Y'all baking cookies out there.
We baking cookies out of cement. Cement cookies.
Man, for real, man. Y'all making cement cookies out there, man. But hey, I looked at the forecast here, down here for this week. It's 100 degrees all across the board.
Man, I'm
thinking about taking a leave of apple.
What you gonna do? Stay in your room?
And drink me some good old Michelob Ultra.
That's not bad.
Stay in my room and drink Michelob Ultra. Look out the window.
That's not a bad.
I got plenty of vacation days.
That's not a bad way to spend your day.
I got plenty of vacation days. I used to take my vacation days in the wintertime. You know how people used to make it look like cold weather was bad?
Yes.
Nah, cold weather look like it's a little better now. I'd rather deal with the cold weather, deal with the hot weather.
But see, I'm the
But
opposite.
either way, I'm thankful and blessed though. I can't complain. I can't complain about the weather and stuff like that because we're all blessed, man.
We are. Now let's talk second week of preseason because I want to tell you something about your 49-year-old, 100-year-old quarterback. Hey, I better not ever hear you say nothing bad about Kenny Pickett, man, because hey, you guys got a quarterback.
I never said nothing bad. I never said nothing bad about Kenny Pickett. I didn't know he was that young. I thought he was. I didn't know.
You thought he was 30 years old.
We might have something.
Yeah,
we might have something, man. I can't. If I did say something, I want to say it in front of on your radio show and everything.
Right,
if I did say something
clean.
about the young man, I apologize.
Come clean.
Because he is a good, pretty decent.
He is. Not only him.
He's not.
Not only him. I'm looking at the fact that the Steelers. Because everybody was kind of like giving the division to the Ravens and not the Browns, but the Ravens and the Bengals. Yeah, but I tell you what, man, since Pittsburgh gonna have a lot to say, man. Because I'm looking at you guys, and I'm not just saying it because you my boy.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because you know here we tell the truth and shame the devil. But
that's right.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out of people. But you know what? But this is what I tell people now, homeboy Glenn. Yeah, you can't tell too much about the preseason, but you know, it is you gotta take it with a grain of salt. But what I'm seeing is I'm seeing Kenny Pickett take the next step.
That's what and what else a lot of people don't fail to understand. This kid was, I don't know, was he born and raised in Pittsburgh? He went to school. He was around the facility.
Yes.
Most of all his life.
Yeah.
Majority, growing up, I don't know was he raised. I don't know where he's from. I don't know where he was raised up in, but he went to school at Pittsburgh, went to college, and he was the college ain't too far from the stadium. So they had some kind of contact with the kids, watch them grow. I think we might have ourselves something.
I think y'all do, but. You guys had it's a young man, I forgot his name. I was going to write it down, but he's a kick returner. I think he's a wide receiver, but man, they kicked that ball to that young man, boy. He took it, he was ready to take it to the house a couple of times, man. I said, boy, look at them Steelers.
I can't take it. Yeah, they got, man, but I'm going to tell you something. Every team in the NFL going to have that one little cat come out of nowhere and turn into a whale gym.
Yes.
What you call a whale gym. And I think we would have had another one if he had not got hurt. Corey Trice.
Mm-hmm.
He came out like in the 6th and 7th round out of Purdue.
Okay.
If we had kept him, if he had not got hurt, but then you never know. I don't know how long. I hadn't heard anybody else say anything about the injury or
Right.
everything like that. But he was coming along. I remember watching him in college, you know, because I watch all kind of college games. You know,
Right.
I don't just look at the top 10.
Right.
Man, I turn to a game if it interests me. I sit there watch if a certain player catch my eye. I want to see what he's about, just like that quarterback from the Washington Huskies.
Yes.
I'm kind of high on him. I think his last name is Penny.
Mm-hmm.
I wish he get with the right team. He might make something happen.
True. But you know,
Yeah,
nowadays, go ahead.
But what I'm saying, getting back to what you were saying about Pittsburgh did. I tell you what, you know, I've been a Steelers fan since the '70s.
I know.
Bro.
I
And
know.
this is one of the best drafts. This is one of the best drafts I ever, because usually when draft season come, I don't even be interested in what Pittsburgh did in the draft because they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't really just go out there and get nothing. But this year, I think they did pretty good, especially, I like the nose tackle. I think he's a defensive lineman, nose tackle from Wisconsin. Anytime you get a linebacker or a nose tackle from Wisconsin or offensive tackle, you got something going on for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, from Wisconsin.
I agree.
Yeah. A lot of people look at the Alabama, Georgia, and the other big Ohio State. But Wisconsin don't take a back seat to nobody when it comes to good sound fundamental football players.
Oh, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with you on that because most of the time, you're right. Whenever, because that used to be where you go to get your offensive lineman, your defensive tackle, most especially that offensive line is, you know, those guys from Wisconsin because they used to play just Big Ten.
Or tight end.
Yeah. Yeah, especially tight end because they were always known for just power football. You know, this is what we're gonna do.
Power. Yeah, but you know, and even and most of the time you get a player that come in the NFL from Wisconsin. A lot of people look at, like I said, schools I just called. Even a team like Wisconsin, they produce a lot more. Sometimes I ain't gonna say a lot more, but they produce just a quality football player. The Penn State, Michigan, and Ohio State in the big teams. So, and I like the pickups that Pittsburgh got with them guys. So, you know, we're gonna see what the season starts. We'll see how everything goes. But like I tell everybody too, injuries plays a big important role.
It does. And you know, I always say it, man. I always tell people, hey, for me, I always tell people the NFL season does not start until you get to game 8. Now, of course, you know it's it's an odd schedule now. They're playing 17 games, but when you get to week 8, that usually tells me you're gonna find out what you are because that's when injuries start to take place, and you'll find out, man, we don't lost our starting offensive lineman, we don't lost our tight end, our running back, our quarterback hurt,
and you'll see where a player that probably wasn't starting coming off the practice squad. They get to be important at that time. You know, it might not be, you know, as the season is now.
Right.
As after week 8, whoever's on that practice squad plays just a bigger important role than the players that's starting on the football team sometimes.
Well, see, that's one of the things that, you know, I rail a lot about preseason, only because to me, you don't really get to see how good players are because you just don't have the time. So what teams do, they automatically take this guy that we drafted in the second round, first round, second round, whatever, and you got some veterans there. You don't have that many openings, so there's a lot of talented guys, like you said, don't even get to showcase their talent unless they, you know, happen to have to be the next man up if it's an injury or something like that.
Right, yeah. And you never know what that player is. You know, injuries, people don't understand. I don't care whether you're the Eagles, Cowboys, the Steelers, or whoever. Or it don't take but 1 or 2 key injuries to change your whole team.
To change everything.
And most of the time it starts with the quarterback position, but that offensive line or defensive line or one of them key players hurt just as worse.
Oh yeah. Yeah, tell me how quickly the Eagles will go from first place to last place if something happened to Jalen.
Say that again.
I say, tell me how quick the Eagles would go from first place in the division to last place if something happens to Jalen.
That's right. The whole season will change.
And I'll tell you something else.
Yeah.
If you the Chiefs, let something happen to Travis Kelce, I guarantee, man, that's a whole different team. That's a whole different team. You let something happen to, I mean, you know, it is what it is. You're right. So
that's right. Yeah, anything. Let them have a Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah.
The Chief might not win it. Chief probably won't even make the playoffs.
Man, the hell, they wouldn't even come out the locker room.
No, they wouldn't come out the locker room.
Like, man,
that's all they. That's all they really. You know, he make them out. You know, he make them outstanding plays and everything like that.
He keep the drive going.
Other than that, that's all they got, man. They ain't got no weapons. Other than him, they're making something happen. They don't have nothing.
He keeps the drive going, man. You know what I did today? I decided that not only today, I started this weekend, starting Thursday. I said I wanted to look at. I really paid a lot of attention to those teams that I think had a first-year quarterback, or the teams that didn't do that well last year, or the team that had a first or second-year quarterback. I wanted to take a look at those teams this week and see, will I see some growth? And so I really keyed in on the Browns. I keyed in on Steelers. I keyed in on Tennessee. Not Tennessee, I'm sorry. I keyed in on the Titans. I keyed in on the Panthers. And I just wanted to see, you know, am I seeing something? Because those veteran teams like the Cowboys, and I keyed in, well, then again, I couldn't key in on my Commanders because we don't play till tomorrow night. But I wanted to see, are those teams taking the next step? Am I seeing something? Am I seeing those quarterbacks like the Colts with their quarterback situation? And
Richardson.
And I'm gonna tell you this, homeboy Glenn from the great state of Arkansas. I'm going on the record, and I'm telling you that out of Stroud, the quarterback for the Texans, or Braylon, what's my man name? Young for the Panthers.
Bryce Young for Carolina.
I'm going on the record to say Stroud is going to have the better season. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna make my case. Let me tell you why I'm making my case. I've been watching both of the guys, and I was looking to see who is most poised in the pocket. And Stroud looks like he is more poised in that pocket, and it may be because he's coming from that system in Ohio State where it's pretty much a pro set system. But he got a lot more poise. Now they both rookies, and plus he's bigger, stronger. But out of Bryce, he's bigger, stronger. And I'm starting to think that because Bryce, man, I'm seeing the happy feet. I'm seeing happy feet in that box, and I'm seeing where the blocking ain't there, but the blocking ain't there for Stroud either. But I'm just not seeing the homeboy Glenn from Arkansas.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you something, though, brother. Man, Bryce Young is a good quarterback. I ain't gonna say he's a great quarterback. He's a young quarterback. And a lot of people don't realize just because what you seen last year to Alabama and Ohio State, they done made a big step when they, even from leaving, man, you done made a big step when you left Ohio State and Alabama and the Georgia and stepping in that NFL.
Yeah, man.
Man, even sometimes, the speed of the game is like, wow. Man. People just don't even take time out to pay attention to the speed of the game.
And those wide receivers.
What you got away with at Ohio State and at Alabama and Georgia, some of the most top 10 schools, man, you got cats in that stuff run about a man. What we look at, a lot of people, even me and a lot of people, we looked at the game and we looked at the flow of the game. But there's a difference between the flow of the game and the speed of the game. Man, some of them guys I'll be like, God dog. I see why they say rookie quarterbacks struggle. Because what they seen in college, when they get to that NFL, that speed might be 2 steps faster than what they was in college, man. And they got to learn how to adjust to that.
And those wide receivers in college, they wide open. And the pro, You got to throw him open. You got to anticipate where he going to be.
You got to throw. Hey, you catch a guy like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, all the top-notch receivers. A lot of people might think, well, it's just a cakewalk because they don't know how them guys probably have to work to get open like they do.
Oh, yeah.
Because the speed of the game, you can't underestimate that defensive back because he already don't have no right.
Right.
And the speed of the game is even I've been watching football. Me and you've been watching football for ever since we almost just about know what football was about.
True that.
You know, and sometimes I get caught up like, damn, I ain't know that dude was that fast. You know what I'm saying? The speed of the game.
And a guy looks like he open, and by the time the quarterback throw that ball, it's picked off. that DB is right
there. Off. The speed of the game, man. It's speed, man. You know, what you got to me. I used to didn't like them back in the day, but as the time go by now, I like them more, and I respect them more.
Who was that?
Miami Hurricanes.
Oh yeah.
The Miami Hurricanes. Yeah, they kind of changed football because they when they went with the recruiting, they recruited speed.
True.
They didn't just get fundamental. They got speed and taught them fundamental. And when they put them the two together to work, you look at, man, at one time, you know how they holler about Penn State with linebacker you, and Oklahoma and them with linebacker. Man, you look at teams like Miami, they look how many guys they producing in the NFL. And not only when they made it to the NFL, look how they produce.
True.
Yeah, man. So it's the speed of the game. And like Bryce Young and Stroud, even Richardson, all of them might kind of struggle.
Oh, they are.
Because most of them were playing off their athletic. Most of them playing off their talent, athletic. You know, off of their athletic.
True that.
But they're gonna have to learn how to adjust, or don't. They'll be like, because I'm gonna tell you who I thought was gonna do something when he came in Louis, the backup quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, Willie.
Yes.
I thought that young man might have some potential. Seeing him coming out of, I forgot what college he got, Liberty, I think.
Yeah, I believe
something
he came
like
out.
But
I believe
he has the potential, man. I said, dude might go and light up the NFL, but hell, dude could barely make the team.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think he may start off as third string.
Yeah, he got the talent, he got the arm strength, he got everything you need, even Indianapolis quarterback. Now, I think if he's the type of quarterback, if you get with the right system and work with him, he could be one of them. He could be something else. He's just as bigger. He's bigger than Michael Vick and all them other good running quarterbacks.
I'll tell you.
He just needs somebody to show him something.
I'll tell you what, boy. There's nobody more happier than the Jets quarterback from last year. Man, Wilson's so happy to be able to hold that. Yeah, Zach's so happy to be able to hold that clipboard behind Aaron Rodgers and just learn because they threw him out there last year.
Who would be?
Yes.
Hey, who would be, Frank? Think about this here. I'm gonna tell you a team that's sleeping on. They already gave up on them. But if Jordan Love from the Packers.
Yes.
I might be wrong.
Nah,
I could be wrong.
You ain't wrong.
He's not as bad. He sit behind. Man, look how Aaron Rodgers would sit behind Brett Favre. Look how long Aaron Rodgers had to sit.
But that's how it used to be. That's how it used to be, Glenn. It used to be like that. If we draft you, I remember, man, I'm predating myself. I remember when the Redskins first drafted Joe Theismann. Hell, he sit behind Sonny Jorgensen and Billy Kilmer.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Them guys sit and learn.
But I guarantee you,
and them guys.
It used to be where you draft a rookie, they not going to put you out there until about a year or two. They'll put you out there. They'll put you out there, mop up, and if we getting blew out or we blowing somebody out, hey, we'll put Glenn in there, let him get a few, let him get a little bit of this heat.
Yeah.
But they not finna just throw you out.
They ain't have to let me do that because he the one started off fucking up. Let him keep on. I'm sorry about you, Mr. Taylor. But he the one started off messing up. Let him keep messing up. Hey, mean for you put it's that preseason. I ain't touching no cussing bell. I ain't touching no cussing. I'm trying to start the year off right. It ain't but one way. I'll start the cussing bell off real. If a person call in and holler about what them damn Cowboys gonna do, nobody want to hear that bullshit. We don't want to hear that bullshit. So I apologize.
Hey
I
man,
apologize to you. I apologize.
hey, but you know what? Remember I said I was just I was hanging out watching the team that I thought needed to get ready, or the ones who had like a first year, second year quarterback. Now I zone in on the 49ers. Now they got my man Trey playing third. They done bumped him down to third. Lance.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, they got my man Lance. He third, but you know what? He came in I think like the second half. But the first time he was a little bit rusty. He threw the ball, bounced off one of the defense, bounced off one of the, I think the defensive lineman, and he's almost got intercepted. But man, that brother took over the that third team. Man, he had 3 touchdowns in a row. So now, if I am the 49ers, I do two things. Um, I trade him. I use him for trade bait, or I kind of hold on to him because I just got a strange feeling that not Brock, yeah, my man Purdy ain't really the man. I just got a feeling that he because he's not a big guy. He don't have a big strong arm. Because is it the quarterback right now, or is it the 49er system? Because they got everything. So I'm thinking now, what would you do? Would you trade Lance? Would you trade him? Cut him?
I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something like the great Stephen A. Smith. A lot of people don't like him, but I'm going to tell you like the great Stephen A. Smith said, you ain't going to win no damn Super Bowl. I don't give a damn how much talent you got on one team with no, what his name?
Trey Lance?
Josh Putty.
With Putty?
No, the other one.
Putty? Cause
Putty.
Yeah, because they think he Putty good.
And he ain't win. Listen to what I just said. You ain't win no damn Super Bowl with your quarterback named Josh Putty. I don't give a damn who you is. I ain't trying to be funny. I ain't trying to be a comedian on your show or nothing like that. You are not gonna win no damn Super Bowl with no quarterback named Josh Putty. That's for real, man. Really, if they want to keep Josh Putty or whatever his name is, keep him. But if you trade Lance, but I don't really trust him neither, man.
Yeah, but I think he's a little better. He's a lot better than. Cause remember that first year, the year he's supposed to be taking over this year, he got hurt, so he really didn't play. But what 3 or 4 games?
You know what hurt me? You know what hurt me with Trey Lance?
What's that?
I'm talking about. And this ain't nothing what he. I don't know nothing about the young man. I think he's a fine young man, more likely he is because. But anyway, this is just my opinion. My opinion ain't worth shit. You know what hurt me with Trey Lance?
What's that?
He played UCA Conway in college.
Okay.
And he didn't light up the scoreboard against them. They're a Division II school, man.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? You know what? It's bad to say. It's bad to say. You don't judge a player off of that one game.
But
you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be judging that man off of that one game. But damn, man, you played
well, it's just like.
And you didn't really like this game.
It's just like.
No, I mean.
It's just like when Jerry Rice came to UAPB and terrorized us. Man, that brother didn't even.
What did he have, man?
Man, he
had. How many catches?
Man, he had 4 touchdowns in the first half. He didn't play no.
That's what I'm talking about.
He didn't play anymore.
David Wright come from Mississippi State. Come to UAPB, had 4 touchdowns in the first half. Everybody and their mama know what type of player David Wright was.
Yeah,
when you go and play against a Conway, a Pine Bluff, and you damn near got to have a game-winning drive to win the game.
Yeah.
It gets kind of tough right now. I ain't gonna say he's a bad player, bad quarterback though.
And because
but that just made sense.
Yeah, I you know what? And I agree with you. It ain't.
But I am wrong now. I am wrong for judging him off of just that one game though.
Mm-hmm.
So I shouldn't be judging him by that one game. But that's just what I saw, and that's what I judge him by. That don't mean he's a bad football player though.
But I think
that don't mean he's a bad football player.
But I think I would hold on to him. I would hold on to him. Because I think he has a greater upside than my man Putty.
That's true. And he's young, man. He's young, too.
Yeah. So
he's young. I would, too. But it's just something about him. That one game against Conway, he played. He was at South Dakota State,
right.
and that's the only thing I can't get that out of my mind. It like he didn't just like what you said. Jerry Rice did the UAPB.
Right.
Everybody know what Jerry Rice was when he in college, man. Jerry Rice coming to town. I don't give a damn. You could have got the whole city to try to cover. They could have covered.
We all could have went out there with blankets at the stand with blankets.
Yeah, we could have bought our guns. We could have bought our guns to the stadium, shoot it, man. Still couldn't catch it.
Still couldn't stop it, man. He didn't even play the second half, man. They put him back in the freezer.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, they took him out the game. He in his street clothes out there trying to pull some gals or something.
Yeah, he terrorized.
You know what I'm saying? But this guy here, he struggled against UCA. And I ain't saying, hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I want your listeners to understand this. UCA is not no bad football program.
No.
They always be competitive now. It ain't like they the little sister of the poor.
Right.
But it's just something about that one game. That's what I judge him about.
And your first round draft pick, you supposed to come out and kind of like, okay.
And you're a first round draft pick. That's right, man. And that's what.
You're supposed to light them up, and the coach supposed to take you out by halftime, and the backup and the cheerleaders, and everybody else was everybody else supposed to get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, homeboy Glenn, I got to let you go, brother. I got some more callers. Want to get in, get a piece of this good action.
Okay, can I say one more thing before you go, man? Can I say one more thing? I know it's 2 seconds. Can I say one more thing?
Hey, man, don't be bashing the Cowboys.
Well, go ahead and call your callers, man. I'll holler at you next time, brother. You take care. Love you, man.
Nah, go get your one last thing in.
Man, y'all preseason ex-Super Bowl champion ass motherfuckers ain't gonna win a damn thing this year, so don't get your damn old stuff back. Goodbye, goddammit.
Sports therapy, F.A. Jr. might help you. I'm like
yes, sir. My brother F.A. Jr. is the Ravens extraordinaire, Brandon Cooper.
Hey man, I'm talking like I'm at a restaurant. Brandon Cooper, what's up, bro? Coop?
Man, nothing much, man. Just chilling and relaxing, man. Preparing these fantasy football rosters, man, and watching this football.
Oh, I got you. So now, tell me about. Did you watch any preseason games?
Yeah, we had to painfully watch that Cowboys preseason game last night. The other night, I don't even know why they keep showing that on TV.
I know, but I hate the fact that my man got injured. Former Longhorn got injured, so I don't know how that's going to, how they're going
to. And here we go, that preseason injury bug.
Oh, I know. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel about preseason, man. I understand it. I know you got guys trying to make a living. You're trying to put some film out there. You're trying to get seen. But man, I don't give a fat rat's butt about the preseason, because as I was talking to my homeboy Glenn, I said, man, to me, you can't tell anything, but there are some teams that really need to get some things together, need to work on some style. They may win every preseason game and then go 0-17. Yeah, I was like, hell, But
first of all, don't do that, because the Ravens is on that 24-game winning streak.
I'm glad you transitioning into that, because I want to ask you a question, man. We play you guys tomorrow night, and it's preseason. Now, you guys definitely want to keep that winning streak going. So the media tried to hype this thing up. So they asked one of the commander defensive tackle. They said, "Hey, how do you guys feel about the Ravens? What is it? 24 straight games?"
Mm-hmm.
So they asked him, "How do you feel about that?" And the guy said, "Hey man, look, it's preseason. We don't give a damn about that streak." So I said, "Why you guys gonna try to break it?" And now, so if they ask you that as a football player, what are you gonna say, Brandon?
I mean, as a football player, I'm gonna say, at any game, if they keeping score and it's time on the clock, and I'm out there padded up, I gotta go.
I got you.
You know, if I was a starter in preseason, would I care as much? No. But at the end of the day, this is an opportunity for me to get better, and B, the other person can still knock my head off.
You're right.
So we still going out there to bomb.
Right. Now, but I have to say this: it's a good gimmick by the Ravens. It really is. To think about, hey, we're gonna win all our preseason games because now it gives the fans something to look forward to, get some talking points and whatever. You know, it's a good gimmick. And the cool thing about it is nobody's really going to play that hard because at any given time, any team can win the game because most of the time you're only going to play backups, and then those guys know the veterans going to play just enough. Do you remember the old Pro Bowl games, man? The rules of Pro Bowl? You know, linebackers can't blitz. Linebackers can't blitz. You might well be playing touch football because ain't nobody trying to get hurt. It was nobody trying to get hurt.
Trying to have it. They're not trying to have it. Sean Taylor repeat.
No, no sir.
When Sean Taylor knocked that kicker out.
Yeah, like nah, dog. It's Pro Bowl, man. We supposed to go party after this, man. We supposed to play a little bit, go kick it after this, man, and you know, So, yeah. Well, so they
it's a fine line, man, between the starters and people who really need to get a paycheck.
True.
To make this team.
True. But they, but they asked the guy, and he says, "Man, nobody gives a shit about that game." So they asked him, "So are you going to try to win?" He said, "Yeah, we're going to try to win." Please.
I mean, look, don't try to make it seem it ain't important now that the Ravens is finna whoop up on the Commanders. Don't try to, you know what I mean?
But if any team would play hard enough to be able to win that game, it'll probably be us. Because I wouldn't put it past them fools to leave my man Howell. I wouldn't put it past Riverboat Run to leave my man Howell and Chase Young and them cats out there to damn near the third quarter.
Well, look, Sam Howell is your starting quarterback, so you live and you learn. You know, we got Jadeveon Clowney, so he's looking to get his reps in.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. So now, are you guys getting good Clowney or bad Clowney?
I feel like we're getting good Clowney because there's something about when Cat put on that Ravens uniform.
It is.
But I also feel like that this defense suits him the best. You know, just being able to come off that edge and just wreak havoc. And I think he's where he needs to be.
And I think Clowney is one of those guys, man, that he knows how to prolong his career. I think he knows how to get it done at 0.75% instead of going 100%, because his whole deal was when he was in Cleveland, they wasn't really trying to showcase him. They was building everything around my man, what's his name, Miles. And so his whole deal was, oh, wait a minute, you're trying to structure the calling of the game, defensive coordinator. You're trying to showcase this guy instead of the whole defense. So I think he kind of shut it down a little bit as far as because when he wants to be, he can be a one-man wrecking crew.
He can, and I mean, remember when he was in Houston, J.J. Watt was having them good years because Clowney was in there beasting.
Yeah, he was. So that's why I asked, are you get good Clowney or bad Clowney?
Look, man, look. First of all, we got Marlon Humphrey out with a messed up foot. I'm taking everything we can get right now, man.
How serious is he? Is his injury?
Man, I think they had to put a plate in his foot in Marlon Humphrey's foot, and he's gonna be at least out for some weeks, man.
And you know, at that level, you really never really recover until the season is over. Everything else is just pain management.
Then he's over here. You playing DB. You matching up against a number one receiver.
Hey, speaking of playing hurt, Brandon, you know I broke my foot. Oh, listeners, I forgot to tell my
Yeah,
listeners,
man.
man.
I saw it online. I didn't want to say nothing about it. Maybe you tried to run some routes. You know what I mean for Washington. And maybe your quarterback just missed you. So
Yeah, man, I'm playing hurt, man. I'll be playing hurt for probably next 2 months.
what exactly happened?
You want the
You care to share?
you want the truth, or you want to know what I tell everybody?
Hey man, don't lie to me and make it sound fly. We need the truth out here, man.
I'm gonna set myself free with the truth. I run, man, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay alive, and I had did a 5K. I was working my way up to a 10K, and it was supposed to be
Okay.
it's supposed to be one of those hot as hell runs, and but you know how you're supposed to gradually work up to that, and I was feeling pretty good, man, to be honest with you. Um,
Mhm.
I would I was getting my body acclimated to running outside in the heat, so I was getting my heat run in the mornings, but I was also getting the bulk of my runs. I was running inside on the treadmill, so I'm doing pretty good. Feeling good about myself, man. I'm running. I think I was running like about a 9:30. I had a 9:30 pace going, so I'm like, okay, yeah,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
I'm
Started
cooking.
off good.
I'm cooking. Like, yeah, like okay, that's all I need to do. So I guess somewhere along the line, man, I started pushing it farther and doing a little bit, trying to get it a little bit farther down, get my speed. I don't know what the hell I was doing, man, but somehow I got a stress fracture in my foot.
Ooh.
Yes.
So they just told you to put a boot on and let it heal, or
Well, yeah, but mainly what the doctor told me that he gave me the boot to protect me from myself. Because the thing about it, when
damn.
you get a stress fracture, he says really in about 2 or 3 weeks, you don't start to feel any pain anymore, and you think it's healed. You're like, oh hell, yeah, I'm good, man. So I'm finna be
Yeah,
back.
yeah. You think
Yes, and
go back out there and try to run again.
I'd be right back out here. Like, all right. So the whole deal is putting the boot on is to protect me from myself. And I didn't think it would when
And
he said you looking at 4 to 6 weeks. Like, man, are you serious?
sound like a normal entry timetable, man.
Uh,
Like how does a boot feel for something like a stress fracture? Is it actually helping?
yeah, because the goal is, and it really when I did it, it just felt like you played football and you played games. After a game, you feel like okay, your feet hurts, and you're thinking, okay, man,
Okay.
that's just war. That's
Mhm.
just the cost of doing business. And so, and that's what I was thinking, because normally when I do run, sometimes a couple of days, then my feet be hurting, and then like I'm good. But what I noticed was I could start off walking okay, and then toward the end of the day at work, man, I be limping. I be like limping, like somebody, like somebody don't snipe me.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so I knew it was a stress fracture even before I went. I said, cause yeah, and then when I went, man, he just told me what I already knew, and so but what the boot does, it just really makes me to keep my foot stable because it's just a little bitty
Okay.
bone. To be honest with you, it's just a little bone,
Mhm.
but and his whole thing is the doctor's whole thing is that once you start to feel better, because the pain is gonna leave in about a week or so. Once you start to feel better, you're thinking you're well. So then you start to want to do your normal stride in your walk. Putting your weight totally on your foot, getting your normal
Oh
stride
yeah.
back, and that can hamper the healing process. So that's. But I think I'm ready to step down from a walking boot to like a walking shoe, so that should be a little bit.
Man, no man. All right, man. Hold on. We gonna have you out here. We gonna have you out here on the scooter like Prime.
Hey man, y'all ain't cut my toes off, man. That ain't.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
yeah, that's what I gotta do, man. That's why I was like, man, I am playing hurt, brother. But I watched, and I'm on the fence about, and I still haven't committed to this, Brandon. I haven't committed to the new NFL games yet, the NFL ticket or whatever the hell it's called, because I tell people I used to have the original when the ticket first came out, when the NFL package first came out. I had the original because they were trying to sell it to you. Most people like, man, I don't want this crap. So I had the original,
Yeah.
man, for like, I think it was like $39.99. When it first came out, man, I got the original. And I never
Man,
changed the
I'm say
contract.
charging now.
Huh?
I'm say charging now.
Oh man, but see, it's on YouTube. No more monthly. You gotta fork off. You gotta fork over, man. About hey, man, almost $400, man. One
Wait a minute, wait a minute,
one
wait a minute.
time, boom.
So number one, I gotta go through YouTube. And
Yep.
two, it costs $400 a day.
It can be between. They got a lot of little rebates going on, but it's gonna you're gonna kick out close to about 300, a little bit over $300, and it's on YouTube. And I think
And you wonder why.
they give you a little cut if you already have the YouTube channel.
Man, see, here we go.
I
Now
know.
on Thursdays, in order to watch the game, you gotta have Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Now, if you want to do the NFL ticket, you gotta have a YouTube subscription.
Gotta have YouTube, man.
Like, come on, like, what are we doing here in terms of capitalism? What are we doing?
Man, that's why I'm on the fence, man. Because like I said, I had the original, which was like $39, and they would always call me every year and try to sell me on something else. And when I said, "Hold on, man, you can are you telling me something better than I got?" Oh, well, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you too. Have a nice day. But
Man, it's already a struggle nowadays to find somewhere that got NFL Network.
well, what's gonna happen is that a lot of people are gonna start going to like sports bars and just because I like going to the sports bar anyway because the atmosphere is better there. But I like having it so when I'm doing getting ready to do the show, I can do a quick review of games and whatever. But like I said, I haven't committed yet. And these knuckleheads, they don't even have a payment plan like Direct TV. Direct TV had monthly. You just pay your little monthly bill and you keep it moving.
Wait. So they're sitting here telling you they need 400 off the rip.
Right? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Up front.
Wow.
Up front. And I think they're gonna have to come back and make some changes because they're gonna realize, nah, that's not gonna happen, Captain. Mm-mm. No, sir.
See, and this is what I'm talking about, man. As far as the capitalism, we getting too cute with it now.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm looking at the YouTube TV NFL packages. You see what they're trying to do is they're trying to bundle it so you can subscribe to NFL TV. I mean, the YouTube TV as well.
Mm-hmm. What are you looking for for the price, man?
Come on now, this ain't right, man. because if you want to get the Sunday ticket,
mm-hmm.
NFL Red Zone, and YouTube TV, then they got a promo that's going for $39.99. But the YouTube TV base plan is $73 a month.
Yeah, but that's not including all the package though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is insane. Stop. Everybody just stop. Because sooner or later it's gonna get to the point where damn, it might be cheaper just to get regular cable.
Or to just go to your local sports bar, watch all the games, be entertained,
mm-hmm.
and just because they're gonna have it there.
Well, they just made more money for sports bars this season because that is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Who can afford that, bro? Who for the duration of the NFL season is looking to pay $73 a month for?
Well, here's the thing though.
YouTube TV.
They're not letting you do a monthly package. I mean, they're not letting you do a monthly bill. They're not billing you by the month.
They literally said, "Hand us a check, or you broke."
Yeah. Yeah, somebody in
Nah,
corporate,
man.
somebody in corporate didn't think that out.
But if they did, and people are actually buying it, I can't even sit there and get mad, yo.
Looks like, and I'm just kind of okay now. If you don't have their channel, then it's gonna cost you. Look at about $339.
Hell no. So okay, if that's it, but it's like, what's the catch 22? Because the NFL season doesn't last that long.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really not trying to get locked in for $73 a month, man. Dude, it's so many L's you got to take in a game of giving and taking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know, I know. That's like I
You
told you,
know,
man.
I mean,
I
if you
haven't.
want to watch, if you want to watch the Commanders get whooped in prime time and just pay $400 for it,
I know.
that's on me.
I'd be really pissed off. Like I'm paying to see this. I'd be really pissed off.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm telling you, man. What I'm gonna do is probably hightail it over to B Dub, aka Buffalo Wild Wing, which is like half a mile from my house, where everybody know my name. It's like Cheers, man. You know, I roll up in that boy,
Okay,
and
so you talking about you? That's why you want to go there because you the king over there.
everybody knows my name. I'm like Norm. I can just go over and put belly up to the bar. But I still like to be at home, man, in my own groove, watching the games, watching here, watching there, watching here and there, But uh it's just like I said, man, I just because ESPN still has Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Um
So ESPN got the Monday night,
C-
Amazon got the Thursday night.
CBS and Fox, they're gonna always have a game is always gonna be on. If you hear, you're gonna watch the Cowboys every week. Um, you know,
Bruh. And then the thing is, the Cowboys take up that whole time slot. So
yep.
there's no other games shown on TV during that
Nope.
time slot.
Nope. Unless you go on to CBS and they may have something there, but yeah. Now, Sunday night is Sunday night still with NBC. Or is Sunday night on an app?
No, so Sunday night is still on NBC because it's like football, football night in America.
Right.
You know what I mean on that one.
Okay.
So I think NBC is still Sunday nights, and then I think during the day you got Fox, you got CBS, but you never know what curveball they can throw at us this year.
I know.
Because on top of that, you got the London games too.
Yes. So what do you think about that? Because there's talk about having an NFL team placed in Mario, England on a regular basis. I think it's eventually going that way.
Yeah, I think it's going that way. Well, football is the only game where professionally it's not really global like that on a high level.
Right.
Because of course the highest level you can obtain is in the NFL, and the NFL is more American based.
Yes.
The further they stretch out, it would be good as far as getting other countries involved and having fun. Because a lot of people may like football, but we do know overseas, soccer is still number one.
Yeah, soccer is king.
And it's going to be tough to maintain those teams, especially when they're so far out. Yeah. Because think about it, you got a team out there in London. I mean, you got to fly that team over here all the time. Mm-hmm. It's hard to make sure this team is doing what they're doing. They're an expansion team in a new country.
I know.
It's tough.
Can you imagine every week or every other week or whatever, you got to fly across the pond? You got to fly across the pond, man, every other week. It's like, whoa, but
man, at that point, no. I mean, because when I'm looking at the London games, at what time are we gonna be able to look at them? Don't they play like at 6 in the morning that Sunday?
Yeah, because I know sometimes I'll get up early in the morning around about 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and watch the NFL game that's that's in London. But I think we'll probably be more successful much faster, man, getting a team in Mexico.
That'll be interesting. That Mexico team is interesting. Because how
or Canada or both.
Canada's going to be harder because they actually have a CFL.
Mm-hmm.
Mexico's a little more realistic.
True.
I just don't know. I have to think of the fan base. I just don't know. I would hate to send a 53-man roster of men out there and it just doesn't pan out. You see what I'm saying?
The only reason I think it would pan out in Mexico other than the United States because I'm sorry, other than in Mario England is because Mexico they can't wait to get some of that good old American money. You know what I'm saying?
So just look how many laws will have to be set up as far as fuck. That's gonna be tough.
You know, cause I remember, man, the trips that I took over to Mexico. They are glad to give you some of their money in exchange for some American money, and then when you get ready to come back, they go shortchange you.
Dude, every time
they go shortchange your ass.
Man, you got me thinking now on how this team would go. Because I'm like, okay, where would they play? How much average attendance can they get? Also, it's different because this team is governed on a whole different spectrum of laws too.
And on the average, they're not going.
And do the players get dual citizenship?
And on the average, are they gonna have? Will their fans be able to pay the ticket prices?
Ain't no shit. Ain't no way you gonna charge $400 down there.
Nah.
That ticket price is gonna be crazy. Dang, man, FH Junior, man, you gotta be thinking now, man. I gotta do more research on this one because that could be insane. But then it's like, do you add 2 more teams so you can make the different conferences even?
Yeah. But like you said, man, competing with soccer, because here we're looking at football through American eyes, through our own lens, and to us, hey man, our football, our style of football is king, but over there, not so much, my brother. But Brandon,
hey man, I just hope the dollars make sense, my brother.
Well, my brother. It's that time once again, and let's get a plug for what you do and you and the boys, and also,
yes sir.
We'll see you tomorrow night when we break y'all.
Oh man, you know I'm gonna be talking smack all night. I don't care if it's a preseason game. It's time on the clock and we keep it set.
Hey man, get a plug in for you boys.
Hey man, it's your boy Brandon Cooper, the Ravens extraordinaire. Check my boys and I out. The D1 Ignat University podcast. The D1IGNANT University podcast. And tomorrow, the Ravens play the Commanders. We know it's a preseason game, but see, this is the problem. FH Jr. gonna sit here and be like, in the preseason, y'all can't do it in the real season. All right, because in the real season, Lamar Jackson playing. But also, man, everybody out there, please don't get caught up in capitalism and have these people take all this money out your pocket to watch these football games. Please read the fine print, everybody. Please.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Hey, FH Jr., appreciate it, my brother. Heal up, my man. Heal up.
All right, man. Well, folks, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week.